G'day everyone, this is L.E.S Train Spotter here, and I don't know if a lot of you will remember this, but in 2018, late 2018, early 2019, I did a unboxing and review of the Precision Binigo Rail Models P-Class locomotive, and pretty much that was a complete success. So I said I would have another one out soon, but obviously the reason being there hasn't been any for quite a long time is I haven't got any new engines really to review. But I've got one now, and it's not an unboxing. It's a second-hand locomotive, but it's the Hornby Flying Scotsman, as you can see here. It's the tender-driven one we're going to be reviewing today. So as you can see, it's quite basic. Like on the tender, you've got coal detail up there. It's very hard to see because of the lighting in this room, and you've got a little bit of detail in there. You've got a detailed L.E.S livery in apple green, and then under here you've got your drive wheels and your coupler with this like small bogie that has a set of wheels in it. The others are all, apart from that, driven. And obviously here you have your like connector, and you have to connect this to like a little piece on the locomotive for it to drive, and pretty much we'll get around to the locomotive. Right, and as you can see, it has Flying Scotsman on the side there. The wheels, well, they aren't too bad for a basic model. As you can see, since it's a tender-driven locomotive, that they spin freely. See, like that. So we turn it over, and there's nothing really to look at underneath it, except it has a little Hornby stamp under there, and up here at the top, made in China. Can't see it. Other than that, at the front is actually quite detailed. Like you have 4472. Just by where the buffers is, I'll see if I can focus the camera. Yeah, there we go. So you can see it has 4472 written up there, and the smoke box door, very realistic, and it does have handrails along the side here. Not sure if they're plastic or metal. They feel plastic to me. Apart from that, pretty much the shell is pretty much all plastic, and the cab, no paintwork, but there is a bit of detail in there. I'll see if I can shine a light on it. Right, so taking another look at it, now I've got the light on. It's pretty much, you can see that there is a teensy-weensy bit of detail in the cab there. It's not just painted on, but it is black. And as you can see, you can get a better look at the paintwork on the side. It's fairly basic. You've got your Flying Scotsman nameplate there. There's not a lot of detail on the front, but it has been painted very well, and you can see number 4472 on the front. And under here, nothing too exciting. And obviously over here you can tell it's a tender-driven engine again, because it has the pickups right here. Anyways, I tested this out on the layout, and it's actually runs quite good for a tender-driven loco. So obviously I'll now get the tender up for you to have a look at now. So this is your tender. In the light, you can see the detail better. You can see there you've got the drive wheels. and your livery. And pretty much this has been really well painted and fairly well maintained since it is a second-hand model. Oh well, enough of me talking. I suppose we better get it onto the layout so you can actually see it running. Right, so I've got her on the layout, and what the Scotsman's going to be hauling is some L.E.S carriages that probably would have been hauling back at its heyday, and also a little odd one out intercity Hornby train carriage. So I'll just settle this down and I'll fire up the controls and get her up and running. I do apologise for the layout room being a bit of a mess. Oh. Yeah, it's not running the best as my layout is a bit dirty. Slow speed. Yeah. Not the best runners, these trains. But then again, the layout's probably a little bit dirty. And I only just gave it a very quick clean before we ran it. And there we go. So it didn't run too badly, but I have seen a better run out of it. Not as many stalls.
And now finally for the ratings. Performance, we'll give that a generous 3 out of 5. I know it didn't operate the best today, but I've seen better out of it. It truly is a good runner. But obviously I've knocked a few points off for today's running. Value, well, that really depends on how much you find them for. But generally, by the way I see them priced, probably I'll just give them a generous 3 out of 5. And detail is not the best, so we'll just give that a 3 out of 5. Overall, it's not a bad model. Thank you for watching the review.